It was one of those days where nothing seemed to make sense. I walked into the coffee shop, slouched, my eyes tired from lack of sleep, and with the weight of everything on my shoulders. I had just been laid off from my job. My heart felt heavy, and all I wanted was to disappear. So, I grabbed a coffee and sat by the window, hoping the world would stop for just a moment so I could catch my breath. But then, something unusual happened. I noticed her sitting across from me. At first, I didn't think much of it. She was just another person, sipping her coffee, staring blankly out the window, much like me. But after a few moments, I caught her glancing at me, not in a creepy way, but with this intense curiosity. She seemed to study me, but she didn't look away. It made me uneasy. I shifted in my seat, trying to ignore it. But then, she did something I wasn't expecting. She smiled. Not a fake smile, but a real one, like she knew something I didn't. "Tough day?" she asked, breaking the silence. I froze. How did she know I hadn't said a word? It felt as if she could see right through me, into everything I was hiding. I nodded slowly, unsure what to say. She didn't pressure me, but just waited. There was something calming about her presence, like she wasn't rushing or trying to get somewhere. It was almost comforting. She leaned forward, her voice dropping to a softer tone. "I know what it feels like to be at the end of your rope, to feel like nothing's going right. I've been there." I didn't know what to make of it. Who was this woman? Why was she so invested in my misery? But something in me, maybe it was the desperation, the need for someone to understand, wanted to hear more. "I've been exactly where you are," she continued, "and I know what it feels like to think everything is falling apart. But I found something that changed everything for me." Her words hung in the air, and the coffee shop felt oddly quiet, even though it was bustling with people. I felt like I was the only one in the room. "I found Jesus," she said, almost as if she had just revealed the biggest secret. For a second, I thought I misheard her. Jesus? What did Jesus have to do with my job loss, my failure, my uncertainty? I thought about laughing it off, but something in her eyes stopped me. It wasn't just talk, it was real. "I know it sounds crazy," she said, almost reading my mind, "but he gave me peace when nothing made sense. He gave me hope when I had none." I didn't believe at first either, but when you hit rock bottom, you'll find that sometimes the only way up is through him. I was stunned. This was not the direction I expected this conversation to take. She wasn't pushing me though. She wasn't preaching or trying to convert me. She was simply telling me what had worked for her in a calm, matter-of-fact way. Something inside me stirred, but my thoughts were interrupted as she suddenly stood up to leave. She walked toward the door, then turned back to look at me one last time. Her smile was gentle, but it felt like she was speaking directly to my soul. "You don't have to believe right now," she said, "but if you ever want to know more, I'm here. Don't face the darkness alone. There's always hope." And just like that, she was gone. I sat there, stunned. The world around me felt strangely still, as if her words had shifted something inside me. I looked around at the other people in the coffee shop, and they all seemed so distant. Nothing felt the same anymore. That night, I couldn't shake her words. There's always hope. For the first time in what felt like forever, I wondered if there really was a way out of the mess I was in. Maybe I didn't have all the answers. Maybe I didn't need to. But for some reason, the idea of Jesus of hope and peace in the middle of pain stuck with me. A few days later, I found myself sitting in a church service. I wasn't sure what I was looking for, but I was willing to find out. I remembered the woman and how calm she had been, like she knew something I didn't. I wanted that peace. I don't remember the exact moment, but something inside me shifted. Maybe it was when I started praying. Maybe it was the feeling of finally being heard. But I knew, deep down, that I had found the one thing I'd been searching for. That coffee shop encounter wasn't just a random conversation. It was a divine interruption, an invitation to find peace when I thought it was impossible. A simple, unexpected moment that led me to a place I never thought I would go. Sometimes, all it takes is one person, one conversation, to change everything. That day, I didn't just get coffee, I got a glimpse of a life I never thought I could have. And it all started with a stranger who knew exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank you for watching the Light of the Knowledge. If this message bless you, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that more people can come knowing Jesus. Stay blessed and continue to shine His light every day.